Here we are, back again. Tana Mongeau did season 2 of her MTV show, so I'm going to review it again. Strap in, kill me. I think I need to preface this video by saying that yes, reality TV is dramatized and it is structured. It's structured reality. However, as I explained in the first video, the first hour-long fucking documentary on this series, I don't think it's helpful for your career to act like a knob on reality TV, because a lot of people take reality TV at face value and will just think that you are being a knob. So there we go. Let's dive in.
What up, bitches? I'm Tana Mongeau, storyteller, YouTuber, influencer. Holy damn, it's so dope! Defining my life is kind of difficult.
Overall, emotionally, business-wise, everything. I've grown up like 10 years in this last year, and I'm very grateful for that.
Okay, so MTV clearly listened to the feedback of the last season because they've added an introduction to who Tana is instead of just being like, here you go, here's Tana Mongeau. Who the fuck? You know, to people who don't know who she is. So, congratulations, MTV. Well done. You've done the bare minimum. Congrats on taking the course, How to Make Reality TV for Dummies. Good thing you're not a multi-million-dollar organization, is it?
Make sure it's still tight. Yo, me to my... Oh! Me doing Kegels after getting railed.
I've never heard that come out of anyone's mouth before.
So Jordan is moving out of Tana's pool house into a proper office away from his 3 bratty children, and they decide to have a yard sale. That is the plot of the first episode.
You need a photo in that for your Instagram.
I like Ashley's outfit. So far, so good, one could say. Don't worry though, it all does go to shit by the end of the season, so don't leave just yet.
I'm an art hoe. Hey, bitches!
So Trevor Moran, YouTuber and musician, is in this season, and I like him, so by default, you guys need to like him as well.
I've literally been listening to your new single though, like every second.
Oh yeah, that bangs.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, I actually want to listen to it right now.
Like, should I play for you guys?
Oh my god, it's so fire. Have you heard this? I like actually relate to that song. The lyric that I'm obsessed with is hiding is a habit.
Yeah, I wrote that song about my year and my coping mechanisms with everything that happened this
It's
year.
crazy writing songs that like actually make you like really feel something. Like,
I know.
I've been working on a song.
I know it's her MTV show, she is the focal point of this show, but it's honestly a talent how she can turn any conversation into it being about her. For context, by the way, Trevor went to rehab because he has a problem with alcohol.
Trevor can sing without any sort of auto-tune. He can sing without music. He sings like a god. Tana, it's different. Everyone can sing, and some people shouldn't.
Ashley don't give a fuck, mate. So they go to Mod Sun's studio. He is a musician who dated Bella Thorne at the same time that Tana Mongeau did. They remained friends.
Oh!
6 hours late.
That's the theme for season 2, by the way. Tana Mongeau is late to everything.
Yeah. If anybody knows
Me and Maud are like,
Kind of want a mask? Like,
do we call 911?
Oh, and Tana has this cough. It's a plotline that carries over the season. Tana wants to show Trevor the song that she's been making, wants his opinion as a professional musician, and...
I'm scared though, it's still like...
I know.
It's not on the final master,
I know,
he's
and
just
it's
doing
okay,
it
it's
now.
okay, it's okay.
I'm nervous. Oh my god, I'm so scared. The eyes closed, I'm so nervous.
She just never ever stops talking. It actually sounds fine. Amazing what technology can do these days, isn't it?
Okay.
Can you sing today or no?
I can't sing this year. Watch me try to do that right now. I can't get high without you. Like that.
Sounds like the voice you put on when you want to call in sick to work when you've had a rager all night, innit?
Tuberculosis.
Why don't you stop smoking weed?
Honestly, I'm a addict and it sucks. Like, it's just like trying to like fit that into life is like been difficult. I'm sure y'all can relate on that one.
Like, cleaning up isn't lame. You know what I'm saying?
It's not lame.
Right, for more added context, I believe that Mod's son had an addiction issue with alcohol and cocaine. You and me both, bruv. I get you, fam. I understand. But he also got sober. He did a whole video on it. And this might just be me in my projection, but I feel a bit weird how easily Tana throws around "I'm an addict" around two people who actually are addicts. But I'm not saying that she's not one, nor can't be one. I do, not to be an armchair psychologist, but I do think that she has a problem with drugs. And I think it's really stupid when people gatekeep mental illnesses. Oh, well, they can't have that because XYZ. But at the same time, I feel it's too early in the video to have this conversation, so let's just wait till the end of the video, okay? Go watch Trevor and Mod's son's videos on addiction and recovery if you fancy it, if you like. I watched them and I found them to be genuine people when they were talking about this stuff. Honestly, I would rather this show, be Trevor Moran no filter, but let's get to that later. I do realise that I sound already too unfairly jaded in regards to Tana. Like far too early on to be this cynical. But please do remember, I've already watched this season and I watched season 1 twice to do that first video. So I know what's coming. So they have a yard sale and clearly it's a scripted scenario that MTV probably put them up to do. But yeah, nothing's really happening, but this is a good thing because if Tana isn't doing anything, then she's not doing anything bad. So nothing is actually good for her. Trevor gives a lap dance because he should be the star of this show.
Trevor could absolutely be a fire, high-class stripper in another life, okay? He is slaying this lap dance.
Oh yeah, put it in my.
Oh my God!
Put it in.
Yeah!
Make that ass clap.
Look, I may be a sober-ass bitch right now. Yeah! But the party never stops.
That's disgusting. Ew.
No one here has ever eaten a dollar bill like one time. Like just me. Okay.
Oh my God, she's so quirky. She's not like the other girls.
But you know, I want to go above and beyond. I got a wooden one. I want it to be a lot heavier. This is actually solid gold.
Right.
And then I personally engraved this as well.
Personally.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's really awesome. I'm serious. I really like it.
What does it say?
World's best manager.
It says Jordan Moreno, world's worst manager.
Oh.
Yeah, world's worst manager who has single-handedly kept your career afloat for the past 5 years, but I'm sure that wouldn't have fit on the gold. Episode 2 features the unwanted return of the worst Paul brother Jake. Isn't it telling that Logan Paul had what could have been career-destroying scandal, and he's still the more liked and more popular Paul brother?
I'm 100% using basketball as a way to manipulate Jordan into loving me more.
Well, at least there's some honesty there.
Hold on, my tuberculosis is acting up.
Right, I can't help myself. I said I was going to wait a little bit, but I can't help myself because this is something that I've noticed. You know how last episode she said she was an addict? She keeps referring to her cough as tuberculosis, even though she hasn't and doesn't get tested for that. And later on, she casually throws around the term PTSD every few minutes. Just keep this in mind. We will touch upon it again later. So they play basketball for a bit and she keeps coughing. Right, so there's some stuff about Tana and Jake shooting a pilot for an MTV show together, but I think it's safe to say that that got dropped, maybe? Tana decides to set up Jordan with porn star Riley Reid on a date.
Do you know anything about wardrobe and hair and makeup?
I know I want my makeup artist. Are they making me wear something, or is it like you pick your own outfits?
You get to pick your own outfit.
Oh, wow, that's nerve-wracking. I feel like I need to go, study what I should wear on national television.
Tana always humble brags in the most transparent of ways. She's constantly doing it, whether it's the incessant name-dropping of celebrities or the, oh, I should study what to wear when I go on national TV. Looks to camera to make sure everyone heard that. She's like David Brent from The Office, She's the YouTube version of Michael Scott.
I was trying to think of who it was for the past, like, 3 days.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Who
awesome.
did you think it was?
I made a list of, like, 20 people, and you were not on it.
I wasn't?
You were not on it. Tana led by saying you were really smart, so...
Jordan is on the blind date and immediately calls Riley Reid dumb. So this is Jordan's first real scandal.
How old are you?
20... No, I was thinking about you. Oh my God, I'm 32, sorry.
I actually had no idea that he was 32. For some reason this whole time, many years, I thought he was 28. I don't know why either, I just had it in my head that he couldn't possibly be older than 30. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to hang out with 21-year-olds now without wanting to bang my head against a wall, let alone be a 32-year-old having to do it as a job.
So do you think Jake's gonna come in here and see you before you start filming?
I don't know. How am I looking on timing?
So they just told me that they're running ahead of schedule and you have 25 minutes.
So Jake comes in and tells her to hurry up and post something on Instagram. Apparently this is like a bad thing, him telling her to hurry up when it's like, we all know Tana Mongeau is late for everything. He's probably used to her being late, hence why he sent her, doesn't matter. And everyone in the comment section is all, oh, she caught feelings for him and he's horrible and he's trash and la la la. And it's like, yeah, we know he's trash, but I just don't buy the whole she caught feelings for him and he didn't. I think it was a business transaction between the pair of them, the whole thing. Yes, I know she did that hour-long video talking about their relationship. But again, it's Tana Mongeau who is very adept at being manipulative. Okay, no, I'll just wait. I'm getting ahead of myself, but... Okay. Anyway, she starts complaining about Jake being Jake and I zoned out completely. So let's go on to episode 3. Episode 3.
Why would you need a lighter?
Because I shot a show with Jake Paul all day.
Is this what you've been doing every night?
What? Smoking weed?
Anything to numb the pain?
Honestly, yeah.
Tana's been smoking since I knew her. And while I'm not a doctor, that's probably not great for her lungs.
Wow. Nothing like a good coffee and a few bong rips.
So this episode starts with Tana and Jordan talking about her health, and Tana gets stressy at him for giving a shit about her health because she always needs to have something to complain about.
Well, I think it's easy to say, you know, I struggle. I have this. I talk about it. That's great. But how are you getting better?
I hate that.
No, but it's the mentality of putting health first and understanding that, like...
But if health comes first, business comes second. You say sleep and health first, but it's like, you just want to be like right, but you
I am right.
Okay, and that's awesome that you feel right. You say you want me to prioritize my health first until it's like, work suffers in the 1%,
Yes.
and
I
I'm a
want
piece
you
of
to perfect.
She says this, but when she says prioritize health, she means sleeping through brand deals. Don't forget.
Thanks for the coffee. You've had enough. You won't sleep with this.
Ooh, Jordan germs. You don't know where she's been. Ashley, Amari, and Trevor are sitting around talking about how the doctors think she should get tested for tuberculosis.
I don't understand why she won't, like, physically, like, fully do something about it. Like, I get you're busy, but, like, do you want your fans to think you have tuberculosis and just aren't doing anything about it? Because then they're gonna get tuberculosis and not do anything about it because Tana Mongeau got tuberculosis and didn't do anything about it, and she's alive.
I'm gonna see one of those drama channels, like, posting, like, Tana Mongeau meet and greet started the next pandemic.
Wow, that's the title of my next video.
Maybe we can get Jordan to do something about it.
Maybe.
Even though Tana's literally married, I still feel like the only man that's gonna get Tana into the doctor's office is Jordan. Because Jordan's like family. And Jake isn't, even if they are married.
Fake or not, I do enjoy how much Ashley hates Jake. Ashley and Tana go to the shops and Tana... I can never decide whether it's Tana or Tana. Someone help me out. Is it Tana as in llama or Tana as in banner? Someone help me out in the comments below, please. Anyway, she's complaining about her fake marriage to Jake Paul and I'm bored. I don't want to talk about any of the Jake stuff because it is boring me to near tears. Yeah, a fake marriage for clout was a bad idea. Who knew? Who could have seen this coming?
They don't do anything that a couple, even a newly dating couple, does. I don't see them go out to eat together. I don't see them hang out. I don't see them on FaceTime.
I don't even think they have slept with each other yet at this point, like, honestly.
I wouldn't say, like, I support you either way. Because clearly I don't.
I like how Ashley's hoodie says don't smoke. Subliminal messaging because Tana never listens to anyone.
A couple days ago, I decided that it was finally time for me to go up to Big Bear and face all of this head on, trying to work through all of this drama over the phone. But Jake is just not working for us right now. And I feel like we came to a conclusion that I am not Mrs. Tana Paul.
Yeah, Tana then dumps Jake and MTV don't bother to film any of it at all. Good one.
That's what's hard. People are like, why don't you just like hate him? Like the whole world's commenting on how they like knew we wouldn't last, you know, like it just like.
Mate, I guarantee you the whole world does not give a shit about your fake marriage. You're YouTubers, you're not the Kardashians, and the entire world doesn't even give a shit about the Kardashians. Again, I think I said this in my first video, but I highly doubt there's some people in North Korea being like, oh, bloody hell, did you see what Kim Kardashian got up to? Like, no. Let's have some perspective.
I love that you're so excited about this divorce. You're like the only one that's just like, ee. When I saw that Tana and Jake broke up, was I shocked? No. Were they ever really together?
Ashley, Jordan, and Trevor go to a cake shop to get Tana a penis cake, but the cake lady ain't having any of it.
Tana and Jake were talking on the phone, and it got, like, really heated.
Really?
She was at my house, and she felt like she had to go right then. And she was like, will you go with me? And I was like,
Jesus.
Yeah.
If my boyfriend and I ever broke up, I cannot imagine Jordan being there to watch it go down. Like, that seems absolutely bizarre. But I guess it does make sense that her business manager is there, considering a lot of their relationship had to do with business.
I mean, that or Tana is just super codependent on Jordan. Either one. Pick one. Choose your own adventure. Right, I'm going to pick a pronunciation of Tana and stick with it. Tana. She says, hey guys, it's Tana Mongeau. We're going with Tana. I'm going to stop saying Tana. Okay, for the rest of the video, it's Tana.
Oh my God, it's a bitches get money.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm celibate though.
We wanted to get you something that would make you feel kind of happy and a little bit celebratory for the next...
You should have got me a blunt.
Tana being ungrateful to Jordan for 21 years straight. Also, see that? Comedy.
We have a doctor appointment for your lungs with a specialist.
Super excited to get diagnosed.
I want you to know that, like, I do care. From now on, health is priority number one. Like, literally the rest of the year, health is wealth. And I think that's it.
Honestly, I feel like you don't really care about me going to the doctor. Like, I'm kind of a dick to say that.
Jordan clearly cares about her. Maybe the most out of all of them because he is the most adult. So her saying that he doesn't care is just almost this teenager type behavioral move in which she's trying to create more problems than there actually are. Grow up, Tana, basically. By the way, spoiler alert, I say grow up, Tana, for the rest of this video.
Like, thank you for booking the appointment. Thank you for going with me. That is like a first step. But at the end of the day, like, saying health is first is a lie.
No, that's not.
Okay, so when I choose sleep over a brand deal,
You need to be selective.
Imagine any other profession where you would say to your boss or manager, hey, yeah, I know we had like that meeting, but I chose to sleep instead. Lol, soz. You'd be fired so fast. These YouTubers need some perspective.
It's not
There we
about,
go.
no, it's about getting into a healthy lifestyle. You make no effort at all to live a healthy lifestyle at all.
Even if I made the effort, I would still get, like, not
Period.
a lot of sleep. I would still constantly be on a plane. I would still have to party all the time.
There could be excuses for miles, and it would be the same
No,
thing.
that's just my life. You.
Yeah, no one's making you drink or do loads of drugs at parties though, are they? Let's take two other socialite Hollywood YouTubers, LA YouTubers, as a comparison. Emma Chamberlain and James Charles. Both of them have more followers than Tana. Both of them are in higher demand than Tana, but you don't see them going out all night, drinking, partying, doing coke, do you? So it's not really an excuse, is it?
You and this world has bred me to literally be like, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Like, I'll be healthy, like, in another life, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. That's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
You you in this world. Oh my god, guys, she is just this tortured artist. She's a tortured soul. You guys, you don't understand. It's always everyone else's fault for your poor life choices. If it's not your parents' fault, then it's Jordan's or your job's or even now the world. The whole world's fault for your poor life choices. But not you, never you. You can't possibly be expected to have some sort of accountability over your own life. That's too much.
I really appreciate the importance of taking care of yourself. I just feel like you only want me to take care of myself until it actually interferes with work.
I mean, like, that's not true. That's a blatant lie. I mean, honestly, that's a thing to say. Why do you think I would actually go out of my way
Work
to find
is a priority to help
for your lungs so that I could go with you?
Because it's
to the
so
doctor?
bad.
I think here she is in that mood that you get in sometimes. Don't say you don't, everyone gets in this mood, where no matter what someone says to you, you just want to have an argument and be in the right. I'm not going to lie, I've been there and done that to my own parents before, when I was 15. But an important part of becoming a well-rounded and reasonable human being is recognizing when you are engaging in negative behavior patterns and then actively preventing yourself from doing it. Being in control of your emotions better, though granted, that does get easier with age, I've found anyway. So, you know, to be a bit more fair.
Just stop coughing, it's really bad for your brain. I know I'm gonna go to this appointment and then Jordan's no longer gonna like care about my health again.
Honestly, I kind of sometimes think that she just wants Jordan to not care so then she can complain about it more and use it to excuse her behavior.
The doctor's gonna tell me I need to take medicine and get rest and change my life. But then when it actually comes down to taking the medicine and getting the rest and making the changes, Jordan is gonna off camera be super unhappy with me if I'm slacking in any way.
She says if she's slacking in any way, like her sleeping through brand deals is a new thing that's happened because of her poor health with her lungs. Her younger viewers probably don't realise this, but this is something that she's always done. Sleeps all day and doesn't get up for collabs with other YouTubers, plane rides, and brand deals.
Jordan is definitely not making my breakup and failing physical health any better.
Jordan isn't making anything better as he gets you presents and a doctor's appointment. Though apparently MTV actually got her the doctor's appointment. I think she said something like that in her explanation video. But regardless, he's still forcing you to go and is going along with you to this doctor's appointment. The entitlement is just next level. Jordan isn't paid enough to deal with Tana Mongeau. Tana. Okay, so episode 4 is about her going to the doctors and finding out that she has asthma. I've done a whole 30-ish minute long video on this. I'm not recapping it. I'm not going through it again. I'm not doing that to myself. If you want to find out more, because there was a lot that went on with that episode. It was very controversial. Then, you know, shameless self-insert plug. Self-plug. Words. Basically, go watch that video if you want to hear my opinions on it. She did come out with a video having to explain herself because that episode was so poorly received. But again, that's something we'll go into more at the end of this video.
Recently, all of my lung and coughing problems turned out to be really severe asthma, so I was given an inhaler to take for 10 days, twice a day. Jordan told me he was gonna come and minister it to me, but then ended up trying to hold it hostage when I didn't do a brand deal. But I've been trying to take this religiously because as much as it's very frustrating, I really do want to get better.
I want to get better. Smokes a blunt. Just eat edibles, for fuck's sake. It's 2020. Shove some edibles up your arsehole. I don't fucking know.
Like, I just wanted to get up.
Are you inviting Trevor?
I don't know, should I? I don't know if inviting Trevor to stuff where I know all of us are gonna get up is the right thing to do. I haven't, like, figured that out yet, to be honest with you.
So I did see in the comments there is a bit of controversy surrounding this, and I can speak from the perspective of an addict with addiction issues with like cocaine and alcohol and stuff, but I can only speak from my own subjective experience. It's a bit of a catch-22 really, isn't it? I can only speak for myself, but my recovery is my responsibility, and I personally would prefer it if my friends invited me on nights out still, and then, because then the control is left up to me whether I want to go or not, whether I feel like I'm capable of handling it, but then I'm still feeling included and not left out. But again, for me, just from my perspective, I've been sober for over a year now, and I'm fine going out to pubs and bars because I've never used alcohol or drugs as a social lubricant. So that's different for me, whereas someone else might feel that they would need a drink to be talkative or to deal with any like sort of maybe social anxiety they have, or, you know, it's different for everyone, I guess. Tana has a big fight with Jordan, and I don't believe anything she says.
I'm like, why are you acting like this? And he's like, it's just like, why do you everything up? Like, why do you everything up? Just kept saying that you're an asshole, you're a liar, you didn't think your call sign was 5, you're an asshole, you're a liar, you everything up, screaming at me. And then I literally start sobbing.
You guys haven't talked at all?
No. Am I still banned on TikTok?
Yeah, they actually just emailed back 2 days ago, but you slept through the last 2 days.
I could have stayed awake, man. Do you want me to stay awake and be less healthy? I'm down.
Notice that she slept for the past 2 days because she thinks that's good for her health. Healthy is 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Not more, not less. If you're sleeping for 12 hours at a time or more than that, that's not good for your health. It's just gonna make you more tired.
This is literally what I said on the couch 2 days ago. Like, you're gonna accuse me of it just being complaining and excuses and victim card when, like, my health is falling apart. Don't have a whole car ride home with me. I'm talking.
She is just a brat, and that's the nicer B word that I'm going to use.
Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You fronted like you gave a about my health and proved yourself today, like I said you would, that you don't.
Even trying to turn this into sort of victim card, I'm just not gonna have that. Because I was the one who got yelled at by 20 different producers because you slept through the entire day again.
See how Tana says she was 2 hours late? Meanwhile, Jordan says that she slept for the whole day. Who to believe, I wonder?
Did you do the inhaler twice today?
Yeah. You want to see it thrice? Huh?
Yeah, I would.
Is that bad for you?
I'm sure, but it's not like Jordan really cares. He just has to look like he does.
Jordan should just quit. I'm saying it now. He honestly should just quit.
Jordan, I asked you the night before to move my call time back.
We did, 5 hours.
I was told it was at 5 o'clock, so I slept. By Natalie.
The problem with that is that Natalie was at that house in the morning and told you what time you needed to be there.
That's not what happened.
Oh, really? Let's ask your hair person who's right there. What was her original call time this morning?
Those hair and makeup people are like, we don't get paid enough to deal with this bullshit.
You're gonna wake me by screaming on the phone like, piece of, liar, like accuse me of so much untrue.
Unfortunately, I didn't say any of that, and everything that you just said was dumb as and not accurate.
I believe Jordan that Tana is lying about him screaming at her, and I'll show you why at the end of this episode.
You already moved it. You can't apologize.
I was sleeping! I was told I could sleep to rest. I had 102 fever. I'm sorry that I'm not awake at my phone at all times like you. I can't be like you, bro.
Unfortunately, it sucks that the entire world is gonna see this and understand that, like...
Oh, that's what someone who's nervous, they're gonna look like an asshole says.
Bruh, there is only one person looking consistently like an asshole here.
You don't give a about my health and you pretend to. At least I'm honest about not caring.
You are wrong. You're wrong.
You're an idiot. You are a idiot. I'm so serious.
You're an idiot because you don't care about your health and then blame me for you being late to set. There is no realm right now that you win any argument with me because you were just 100% incorrect.
Liar! Liar! You still treated me like you psycho asshole.
You still treated me like shit. I see this as her conceding that Jordan was right, but she's just being all, but you were mean to me, boo-hoo. Like, he doesn't need to baby you. He is not your father, he's your manager. Jordan, just quit, seriously. Manage me instead. Follow me on Instagram.
Don't get me wrong. If I'm doing something, like, wrong, if I'm really up, I want to be yelled at. I don't want someone my ass. I want people to be honest with me.
No, you don't. You can't take any form of valid criticism.
Tana is so intelligent.
Doubt. I don't think Tana is dumb. I think she does have some brains. But I'm just bored of seeing people big her up and act as though she's smart just because she misuses big words constantly.
So, I mean, like, other managers don't usually typically personally take their clients to the doctor.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, you're too involved?
Yes. So Trevor then comes by to the house and it's revealed that he had a relapse recently.
How are you, Trevor?
I am good.
You feel sober? You don't want to drink?
No.
At all?
I just choose to be robotic. I am good.
I saw some people give Tana shit for saying things like, you don't want to drink at all. Do you feel sober? But honestly, myself, I'm so desensitized to people saying that to me. You don't want to drink at all? Are you sure? That I didn't see it as a big deal. Like, the amount of times that I've had people or friends be like, really? Never drink alcohol? Ever again? What? And it's like, yeah, no shit, no, I can't drink ever again because I will ruin my life, and that's not worth it to me for a few hours of a buzz. But other people are just simply coming from the perspective of them not being able to imagine their own lives without a few drinks or getting a little bit drunk or anything. So it says more about them, really, when they ask questions like that, and that's fine. Because a lot of people can drink responsibly. So that's fine. Realistically, not everyone is going to be able to understand your own personal struggle, and that's fine. I don't know. It's not something that bothers me anymore, because like I said, I am desensitized to it. Just being like, yeah, no, I don't drink. I get through all of this shit, this existence sober. Nah, it does become more fun. The more you get used to being sober, like, it does. This is not that type of video, but it does get more fun, okay?
Arrived.
Come on, just pop up. You're Trevor man.
I feel like right now Trevor's like afraid to open up because he feels like we're gonna like berate him for relapsing.
Also, I saw some people saying that she was encouraging him to drink when she said the words pop off, but I didn't interpret that as that at all. I interpreted her saying pop off as her meaning open up, tell us how you really feel, talk, pop off, talk about it, in the context of Trevor saying just then that he was feeling robotic about it all. There is already enough to criticise Tana over. You don't need to do that thing where the person you dislike just has to be the most worst, most evil, most insensitive person you can think of. She's not a cartoon villain, alright? Like, let's be a bit more reasonable.
It's just a little bit more difficult, like, the second time around. I was so used to being, like, drunk for the whole year of 2019, and then, like, finally getting sober again. It was, like, this, like, crazy endorphin rush. I guess they call it, like, a pink cloud, where you're, like, in this crazy happiness. And then when I got out again, I was like, well, I don't feel like that pink cloud anymore.
I wish this show was about Trevor, if he was up for it, granted, rather than Tana just being a mess for 3 hours straight. Imagine how much more impactful that would be to the young audience who are no doubt watching this show. Just a thought experiment.
I'm doing aftercare. Normally when people like detox, they'll like go to like a rehab center and like do like a 30-day treatment. Me, for my own sanity, I picked that, but they come to me.
Why do I feel like I need this? It's like Postmates for rehab.
Postmates for rehab.
This is a small thing I've noticed, but Tana cannot talk about anyone else's problems without directly relating it back to her and her struggles and making it about herself. I understand it's Tana Mongeau's show, but not everything needs to be about you. I don't understand how people can only empathise with others if they directly relate it back to themselves all the time. I just don't understand that line of thinking. Whilst everyone else is talking in this whole segment, all you hear from Tana is me, me, me. I.
Honestly, I relate to you more than I feel like I've ever related to you since I met you.
I completely understand how hard it is to take care of yourself. And even if it seems like something so little to the average person, when you're depressive, you're fighting these demons, it is very hard sometimes to make those little steps to take care of yourself.
I want to be like that so bad. Well, I feel the same way. I need to be healthy.
Ashley says she will train Trevor and Tana exercise-wise, but of course Tana just sleeps in. Ashley then mentions the girls' night out to Trevor, but Tana didn't mention it to him.
Whoa!
She is so annoying.
I'm here at Girls' Night Out. I'm ready for some wholesome fun.
Trevor, as an ode to you, I'm gonna do something that you taught me.
Oh, the flute shoe! The flute shoe!
What are you doing?
I'm sick. The last thing my body really needs is alcohol, but...
Right, I didn't like this bit because I would see this as it being rubbed in a little bit. Like if someone said to me, yo Alizee, this is an ode to you, and then just snorted a fat line of cocaine in front of me. Wouldn't really like that. But I don't think Tana is being malicious towards her friends. I think sometimes she's very malicious to Jordan, but not to Trevor. I think she's just being very ignorant. Trevor starts to feel anxious and goes outside, and then another boy and Ashley go outside to check on him because they are good friends.
I feel claustrophobic. I feel like I'm in a cave. I feel like no one's even having like a normal conversation.
Yeah,
everyone's
really
talking over each other. Everything's just about like drinking right now, and I'm just like, yeah, I want to get up with everybody. But is that like, what is that gonna do for me?
So I think alienation is something that you just get used to in terms of sobriety. In the first few months anyway, where you feel a bit like, why me? Why do I have to be this way? Why can't I just go out and get drunk with my friends? But the longer you are sober, the more rewards and benefits you begin to reap from the lifestyle. So the feelings of alienation don't necessarily go away, but you get much more adept at dealing with them. It stops feeling as important. Because hopefully, ultimately, you've got so much good shit going on that you wouldn't have if you were stuck within your addiction still. Does that make sense to anyone?
I'm not saying I'm not strong enough to be here, but I don't see any point. And I know I'll cave if I'm gonna sit here longer.
If I were you, like, I would either have to drink or have to leave, too.
You know, you hung out for a little bit and you're not feeling it, and that's fine.
I love you. I'm proud of you.
Whatever.
I'm actually really proud. Instead of, like, you know, like, hiding drinks or something, you literally just said, like...
and I would be hiding drinks. I did that in New York.
I think it was good of Trevor, very good for him and his development, to go out and be social, because that is an important part of being human. And it's also really good that he recognised he wasn't comfortable in the situation, and instead of caving in, he took himself out of it. I think that's really, really mentally healthy. I think I saw some comments saying that Tana helped Trevor relapse, which I did not get at all from this episode or this series. So if there's some information that other people know that I don't, which I doubt because I know everything, the arrogance. So do let me know in the comments below if I am wrong, but I didn't get anything like that from this episode, so I'm not going to take comments like that seriously. She might be an ignorant friend, but Trevor's recovery is his own responsibility, and it's not fair for the audience to just automatically blame Tana because they don't like her. Again, she's not a cartoon villain. She doesn't have to be the worst person you can think of just because she does a lot of stupid things. And I'm saying this as someone who's made a few videos now criticising Tana for her behaviour. Right, okay, so Tana starts smoking inside of this bar, and listen to this bartender.
Hi.
What is that?
Oh, this is one of those things where I get in trouble and I look like a little bad girl. Okay, I'll just go outside.
It's a cigarette.
I'm really sorry, Mommy and Daddy. I repent my sins.
Did Jordan hire this man to come yell at me?
Did Jordan hire this man to come yell at me? And this is exactly why I do not believe her when she says things like Jordan was screaming at me on the phone. Because when exactly in this clip did this man yell at her? She exaggerates to such a huge degree about the tiniest things. It's just a stream of constant bullshit hyperbole coming out of her mouth, and I know that's how her career kind of took off in the first place because she was a storytime YouTuber, and stories generally are much more entertaining when you exaggerate, but where do you draw the line? Because you are just creating this boy who cried wolf scenario. We will get more into it towards the end of the video.
Jordan and I are just in this place right now where we have a big fight, but we are still working on 1,000 projects. So today is one of those days where Jordan and I are just gonna pretend like everything's fine and try to focus on business, which is not healthy at all, but we all know Jordan doesn't really care about the healthiness.
We all know. I like how she's saying it as though she assumes that we're on her side. So Jordan and Tana are talking about Tana's perfume launch, and Paris Hilton is on board because Paris Hilton loves doing charity work. Tana wants to go to Las Vegas on the day of the perfume launch because Amari is getting a nose job back in Las Vegas, and she wants Jordan to go with her because she's an inept child who can't deal without being without her babysitter for more than 5 minutes. But Jordan says no. Good.
All right, man, I left all my trash for whoever.
Thank you so much.
Anytime.
You know what? I'll get that. Don't even worry
I'll see you in Vegas.
I'll see you on FaceTime.
Entitled. Paris Hilton is in this episode, and I like Paris Hilton. I've done a whole video on why I think Paris Hilton is just fun. So, good job, MTV, I guess.
So you're naming it Tana by Tana?
I think so.
I love that.
It's like my first perfume launch. Like, it's something that's so important to me, and I'm so scared to mess it up.
So scared to mess it up. Oh, what terrible foreshadowing.
If you mess this up the first try,
like it's exactly. I don't want to be that like person.
I mean, it's a shame because you are that person.
Paris has perfected the art of perfume. I am still in a point where I'm trial and erroring. I definitely think her advice is going to change the game for me in every way. So I'm very excited.
Spoiler alert, she doesn't listen to Paris's advice.
My best friend is having surgery in Vegas. It's a septioplasty, and I promised him I would go. And my manager is like trying to force me to launch on this same date. And I'm like, that's like a recipe for disaster, in my opinion.
Okay, so please do not like ruin your entire fragrance launch for a nose job. Like, come on.
Wow.
You can tell Paris is serious in this bit because her real voice has actually come out.
I'm not being a bitch. But,
no, you're
like,
I'm this is
real.
why I come to you
This is
for
why
advice.
I'm a boss. Not that I just put business first, but I kind of do. If he's getting a surgery, he's gonna be under anyway during it, so I'm sure you'll do your work by the time he's awake. This is a big deal. It's your first fragrance.
Yeah,
do not be mad at your manager. He's doing what's best for you. Like, think of it as a businesswoman.
See, that's the thing. Paris Hilton is a businesswoman. Tana Mongeau is cosplaying as a businesswoman. As she is right now, Tana does not have the discipline for that type of lifestyle.
I'm taking your advice. You're gonna see me like change some.
She doesn't. Tana goes with Amari to Las Vegas anyway. They see his family and Tana insists to them that she will look after Amari, and then they drive around Las Vegas and she complains about Jordan some more.
I would literally die for Amari. Amari's like my family, my friends, all in one. There are weeks that go by where Amari's like the only light in my like darkness, so. Amari could ask me for a filet mignon after surgery and I would like be taking a grill into the room and trying to cook it. Like whatever the he wants, I will absolutely do.
Yeah, she says this, but just wait till the next episode to see what really goes down.
I want to see how ghetto one of my old houses was. Go left here. It's like the first left.
Oh, really? Do you remember the exact house?
Yeah, for sure.
This one?
Yeah. So ghetto, huh? Isn't that so insane that I lived there for like 5 years?
Oh my God.
Ew, it's so ghetto. Okay, can we leave? I'm so happy that I never have to live like this again.
Yeah, I'm down to dip.
Then they go by one of Tana's old houses so she can complain about how ghetto it is when it looks just like a normal house. And it's like, bruh, there are people living in that house right now. Imagine just minding your own business after a hard day of work and millionaire Tana Mongeau just pulls up outside your house to dab on you. What?
It really does show how determined of a person she is. I'm so proud of her.
As fun as Amari is, he is a total yes man for Tana. I mean, his livelihood depends on her fame, so it does make sense that he would be, but it's very hard to stay attached to reality if everyone around you is blowing smoke up your ass 24/7. Jordan is the only one who doesn't, and that's why she gets so mad at him, because she's just not used to people being real with her anymore.
I'm honestly really nervous. I'm not letting it show and I'm not saying anything to anyone, but it makes me feel so much better that Tana's here with me because this really is terrifying.
Flash the gun. No, you guys, just let's not even talk about it. I just want everyone off the property
How do I shut this door? How do I shut this door? So we have a lovely dinner with your family. So wholesome, the most wholesome dinner I feel like we've literally ever had. And then things go haywire.
I want the police here. I feel unsafe. I know. What the f*** is that? Are you serious? Let's flash it.
Vegas is ghetto. People are like this. People have guns. Like, it's like this.
So then the owner of the Airbnb comes by and flashes a gun on them, inexplicably, and they leave and get a hotel. Obviously, that's a very scary thing. Don't want to diminish that in the slightest. As a Brit, I can't relate to being around the threat of gun violence because I'm British and I've never, you know, it's not something that I can relate to. But I can imagine it would be terrifying. So that's the end of that episode, and there are some things that I want to note. I have seen people say in the comments that Tana grew up in a relatively nice area, went to a relatively nice school. That's not something that I can verify because I just don't care that much. But I've seen it repeated several times by different commentators on different videos. So Just throwing that one out there. Before we get on to the final episode, Tana did come out with an hour-long video talking about her mental health and an explanation for her flippant attitude towards having asthma and health issues, and how MTV had been painting her and editing her in a bad light. She said that she didn't care if she died, and that's why she was being so flippant towards her physical health, because her mental health was pretty bad. I'm not going to include clips or go through that video. It's an hour long. You guys can go watch it if you'd like. She said things like how MTV would film hundreds of hours of footage and edit it down into these 30-minute episodes, and so they'll be able to edit her into, you know, a bad person. So with the MTV editing thing, yes and no. I've been on a few reality TV sets before, and it is true that you will film for 4 to 5 hours for only a few minutes worth of footage, which, you know, isn't exactly the hundreds of hours or 12 hours at a time that Tana's talking about. Again, she just has to exaggerate everything. But at the same time, MTV is not dubbing over what you say. They are not creating a CGI model and having a voice actor come in to say these things. It's still you saying these things. MTV is not forcing you to say dumb or slightly callous things. You know what I mean? Secondly, the mental health talk. This is a tricky one to navigate. If Tana is experiencing mental health problems, then of course I have sympathy, as would most people have sympathy for her. And mental health problems certainly are explanations for her behaviour, but they're not excuses. For example, she's always done the sleeping all day through brand deals and videos and sponsorships thing, you know? Probably going to lose some of you with what I'm about to say, but that's fine. Tana so easily and loosely throws around terms like, and these are from memory what I've heard her say: schizo, having ADHD, being bipolar, having tuberculosis, being an addict, having depression, wanting to die, having PTSD. She loved saying PTSD quite a lot throughout the series. All these things, or the majority of these things, are diagnosable issues, and she just throws around the terms. And the thing is we know she exaggerates and sometimes outright lies. She's been involved in scams. TanaCon was a thing, and there was the whole iDubbbz, he got me in a chokehold saga. That was an outright lie. Yet as soon as she brings up mental health, people automatically give her the benefit of the doubt and believe her straight away. Now, I'm definitely not saying she doesn't have mental health issues or can't have mental health issues. That is not what I'm saying at all. I don't want to be an armchair psychologist, but I'd be surprised if she wasn't experiencing some mental health issues because, you know, drugs do that. If you're out partying and doing drugs and drinking so much all the time, that absolutely does affect your brain chemistry. I do think it is good that we are having a more open discourse when it comes to discussing mental health. I believe that's quite progressive. It's good that we're talking about this more, of course. But I do think we also need to acknowledge that Tana has a pattern of behaviour which she uses to deflect criticism. And the thing is I feel like an arsehole for saying that or bringing it up, but it's true. There is a pattern of behaviour, and I don't think her younger viewers are aware that she makes these explanation videos once or twice a year on average. She does something scandalous, gets backlash for it, does a video deflecting criticism and just talking about how much she's grown and changed without actually growing and changing, rinse and repeat every year. I know she moved out of the house temporarily to give herself a break and try to work on herself, which is good. And if she genuinely tries to change and better herself, then of course I would support that. But I do think her young fan base are just immediately eating up whatever she says and taking it at face value. I've never seen a YouTuber be given the benefit of the doubt so consistently. And if I'm aware of all of this, then Tana herself must be aware of it all too. And for all the talk of wanting to better herself and improve her health, it's funny how her Insta stories are still to this day just full of clips of her smoking and drinking a lot. So basically we will see in a year's time if she's grown and has changed, or if she has to make another explanatory video again for like the 6th time. She put out this video before episode 7 came out, possibly because she knew what was coming. So let's dive in.
New knows who this.
New knows, new you?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want a new you, though.
Whatever.
I just want the same you.
Oh, I want a new me.
But no snoring.
Hopefully not.
You're driving because I have no idea where we're going?
Also, I'm just like a better driver.
Then how come there's only one of you?
We'll get there.
So it's the day of Amari's surgery. The reason Tana went to Vegas and Tana doesn't show up, because of course she doesn't. What else did you expect from this?
Today is the day of the perfume launch. We have the commercial ready, we have the website ready, we have all of the products ready to go, everything is ready for shipping. All we need to do is get a description ready for the website by 2 p.m.
No, Jordan, please don't just like do this. I've been writing the description and everything for like days. Like I researched, like you would have no idea how to do it. Like it's like I had to write about like all the top notes and all that kind of stuff. So please wait for me to get it to you.
It's also the day of Tana's perfume launch, and she was in charge of writing the description for the perfume, so Jordan doesn't have it. But again, look at how much she exaggerates in this little clip. I've been writing for days, researching for days. For what? For a few measly lines? That's just not true. You don't research for days to write 3 sentences at most. What are you talking about? This is exactly what I was referencing before, and it is a little bit frustrating that I know I'm going to get criticised by people for even suggesting the possibility that she might be exaggerating about serious issues, when the fact of the matter is she exaggerates all the fucking time about everything. Sorry, but I'm not really going to sit here and act like a gullible child just because Tana knows that a large majority of her audience are made up of naive children and teenagers. Amari has his surgery and Tana still doesn't show up.
My first choice definitely is to not go home to my parents' house, but I really have no choice anymore because Miss Tana Marie decided to sleep in and Mr. Amari Anthony can't be alone fresh out of surgery.
Sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that is not...
Like, why did you even come?
Okay, don't be mean, though.
It's irritating.
I think she means well. I think she just...
Doesn't care.
Listen to how sad Amari is.
Tana said she was coming here for this because I didn't take the days off of work.
So Tana didn't just let down Amari, she also let down Amari's mum. But how could you do that to someone's mother?
The last time I heard Amari this upset with Tana was on a tour where he left, and they didn't speak for like 2 months after that. So this is definitely a situation that could affect their friendship. They had a crazy night last night. They have crazy nights many nights. I sincerely don't think that's an excuse. I don't care. Amari woke up. Every single other person woke up. The problem is she already missed, like, everything today. Like, she missed Amari's surgery.
She's just gone missing.
Jordan has to ring the fragrance partner to tell them that his client is sleeping. Imagine how embarrassing that is for a second. As a professional businessman, to inform a business partner that Tana is sleeping. Tana, you can play dress up as Paris Hilton as much as you want, but you don't have the level of professionalism to be an actual businesswoman. Paris Hilton would never sleep through a launch.
I have logins to every social media account she has, but when it comes to posting and promoting and being the content creator, that's Tana. That's her job. That's why she's so good. Tana needs to be the one to actually execute this launch.
I'd like you to not focus so much on the mashed potatoes because there could be some dairy in there.
And I'm having PTSD from my childhood of my mom telling me to finish all my vegetables. I hate this.
Right, so Tana's friends also use the term PTSD flippantly. I'm not going to say any more because the implication of my point should be pretty obvious.
Want to come here and take care of me or something?
Did Tana not show up?
No, she didn't come. She's still sleeping at her hotel.
Of course I'll come and take care of you.
So Trevor calls and immediately drops everything to drive out to Las Vegas to look after Amari because Trevor is the real hero of this show. It's now 5 p.m. and Tana still hasn't called Jordan.
I've had our MTV crew knocking on her door for hours. I've had the hotel staff calling her room. How has she not woken up? Tana, you gotta be kidding me.
Tana finally rings Jordan and the conversation itself is just infuriating.
Do you still want to do this today?
I mean, do you want to say anything?
Huh?
Do you want to say anything?
What do you mean?
Listen to her tone of voice. She doesn't give a fuck. The bare minimum she could have done is started the conversation with, I am so sorry for wasting your time and my time and everyone's time I'm sorry, but Tana Mongeau just doesn't give a shit.
Like anything about like why it's 5 and you're calling me right now?
No. But you know exactly why.
You know we had a launch today, right?
Yeah, we're getting sleep like nightmares. I thought you were fine with that.
You thought I'd be fine with you sleeping through the launch of this?
No, I mean like after what happened last night, I thought you'd be fine with it. No, I'm just in jail. I was telling you I didn't want to do this now. I don't know what to say.
When did you tell me you didn't want to do this now?
Last night.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie.
She could have easily sent Jordan a text or a voice message to say, hey, tonight was a lot. Can we push back the launch date? I don't think I can deal with it tomorrow. But again, Tana Mongeau just doesn't care about anyone else's time.
Your lack of acknowledgement is astonishing.
Yours too, though. Like
Tana, a simple apology would be really good right now.
Oh, okay, then I'm sorry.
Okay, what are you sorry for?
Being super traumatized and like having nightmares and sleeping all day from it. You're so insensitive, it's crazy.
Well, you know who? Do you know who else was there? Amari and the entire crew.
I process things differently. I've like almost died a lot in my life. Like I don't really like thinking about it, about happening to me.
The manipulation here is insane. I don't feel that I need to explain how emotionally manipulative this is because it's just so fucking obvious.
Super bad PTSD from it. You super know that.
God, I just hate the way Jordan thinks. It's fine that you almost got shot last night. Amari got up for surgery, so like you can do it too. That's so stupid. I've definitely gone through a lot when it comes to guns. So I ended up spending hours in bed just having like such bad nightmares of like every single time I've ever had like a gun to my head or my friends were shot.
I completely believe her when she says that she's been around gun violence 100%, but when she says things like had a gun held to my head, it just makes me think of the iDubbbz had me in a chokehold thing. So, and this is what happens when you exaggerate and lie a lot. It creates a boy who cried wolf scenario situation. When you exaggerate so much all of the time, I am under no obligation to believe anything that you say.
Like whatever. And it's like, now I'm supposed to wake up and launch a perfume? My supportive diehard fans would never want me to release something in such a state of trauma.
Yeah, keep taking your supportive diehard fans for granted and see how many there are left in a few years' time.
Like, why would I want to launch my brand? I can't even think straight. Like, I'm super excited to get tomorrow and everything's like right. Oh my god.
I'm like waking up out of PTSD nightmares from last night. The last thing I want to do is get on my Snapchat and be like, what's up, you guys? I'm so happy about my perfume. That's a lie. I don't want to lie to my fans like that. That.
It's a lie. Yeah, and it's also your job. Again, imagine being in any other profession and sleeping through a meeting or a launch and just being like, oh, sorry, I was sleeping. You'd get fired so quickly. We need some perspective, please.
All I care about right now is that my best friend is like alive and okay, and I just want to go check on him and see if he needs anything.
So it's like, what do you want to do right now? Keep yelling at me like always, or like move forward? And,
No,
like,
it's not yelling. It's just about acknowledgement.
Just to prove my point, again and again, that I keep reiterating throughout this video, Jordan did not yell at her from what we saw of this conversation. In fact, I think he was being really patient, all things considered. But she sees any and all conflict with him as him yelling because she exaggerates.
And understanding, or you understanding, or me knowing that you understand any level of how frustrating this is time and time again. Not just today, not just yesterday, not just the day before, not the day before that. It's every single thing we do.
That's not true.
So that's the part that is
That's not true.
is tough.
That's not true, as if there wasn't an episode in this season about her missing filming because she was sleeping, or there wasn't an episode in season 1 about her being late to VidCon because she was sleeping.
All right, anyway, we're getting nowhere. Thank you so much for this call and for helping everything today.
9 a.m. Hello?
I don't know, man. I literally, apparently nothing I do matters, so why don't you just decide and then tell me when it's ready. Tell me whatever the you want to do.
That's what I wanted to do to begin with. I mean, it is my company.
It's my company. Who the fuck does she actually think she is? Jordan's back must be breaking from carrying her career and entitled arse for so long.
I know that the money that Jordan makes for me is like 90% of his income. Your entire life is like working off of my business. Why are you not letting me make any decisions about it like it's yours? I'm just so sick of feeling like it's Jordan's way or the highway.
What a nasty and manipulative thing to say to your own manager. You wouldn't have such a large income if Jordan wasn't in charge of your entire life. MTV is not editing you to be this much of a bitch. You are doing just fine all by yourself. Grow up and get some self-awareness, because this bratty, immature, entitled attitude is just boring. At this point, it's boring. You are not famous enough to be acting like this. There are plenty of legitimately famous people, like, you know, household names, who don't act anything like this. So what is your excuse? Keanu Reeves would never. Good luck if Jordan ever gets a bigger client than you one day and realizes he doesn't have to put up with your attitude anymore.
I can honestly say I've never been this disappointed in Tana in my entire life, actually, just because I was so nervous going into this. You never know what could go wrong, and it just made me sad because you really never know what's gonna happen, and you should never take life for granted.
Right, take note of him saying that.
Oh, wow.
I got you this.
Every instance that I've asked you to do something, like, you're just not there.
I really thought you just, like, didn't give a
Bitch, I told you literally so many times.
I know, but you're just very emotionless. You're like, what? It's whatever. Like, I
never said it's whatever. You said, do you want me to come? I literally said yes.
This is so manipulative. She knew full well that he wanted her there. What else did she go to Las Vegas for?
Damn, okay. Like, I'm so wrong.
Going into it, like, you were literally the only thing that could make me feel better.
I'm so sorry. That is literally heartbreaking to me.
This is a pet peeve, but I really hate it when people do this. I'm so sorry, this is so heartbreaking to me. It's not about you, it's about your friend and his feelings that you've hurt. There's a difference between trying to relate to people and their emotions and just being utterly self-absorbed. Guess which camp Tana falls into?
I'm sorry.
Do I even ask her to, like, come with me and do stuff with me anymore? Like, that's, like, big, because it's like, will she even go? Like, can I count on her?
I'm sorry.
And I don't want anyone else to come.
Your life is literally the only life that means anything to me on this entire planet.
Empty platitudes, actions speak louder than words. Remember, Tana? Also, why does she say stuff like this? Imagine how Ashley or Trevor, or any of your other friends, would feel if they saw you say that Imari's life is the only one that matters to you. Again, stop being so dramatic.
That's literally why I'm so upset today, because I'm like, Jordan, we didn't have to have the perfume launch on the day of Amari's surgery. Like, why are you trying to, like, set me up to, like, fail?
But you didn't either. Like, your perfume launch was at 2.
Yeah, but, like, we got a gun pulled last night, and I had nightmares all night.
And
like, Jordan doesn't care about that.
Oh yeah, and then she manages to manipulate her sleeping in into being Jordan's fault somehow. Quick aside, if Tana is actually this bad to Jordan behind the scenes, then I'm actually beginning to lose a bit of respect for him, because all that money isn't worth your dignity, bro. Then again, he does manage Trisha Paytas.
Tana's saying that the situation with B&B last night is the whole reason why she wasn't at the surgery today, and I'm just like, that's complete bull. Tana has this track history of sleeping through everything, so I don't take it as an excuse.
See?
Like, you can go back to LA. I know you, like, have stuff you want to do.
But I don't want you to feel like this. No, nothing matters to me. You realize, like, nothing on earth matters to me more than you, right?
Doubt.
But it just doesn't feel like that.
If Amari's upset, I'm upset. Like, no matter what.
If Amari is upset, then I'm upset. It's like when people see their friend crying and they're like, oh my God, don't cry, because if you cry, I'll cry. Okay, it's not about you for 5 seconds. Can you stop?
Oh, but I'm sorry. Because you mean the world to me.
I know Tana cares about me, and I care about her so much, and it's impossible to stay mad at her.
I don't want you to think I, like, don't care.
It's literally just a surgery. Yes, it's important, but we're going to face a billion more important things as we conquer life together. And I got a cute little teddy bear, so I'm not even that mad.
Ooh, see how quickly he flipped then? It's like he remembered that Tana is his meal and rent ticket. He got a big teddy bear, meanwhile Ashley just got a new car.
I was really hoping 2020 would be like a little more chill, but I can't believe it's only the end of January. With how much I've been working, how much I've been going through with Jake, and how much my health has been failing, I definitely feel like I've gone through a lot of things that have forced me to grow up a lot.
She's always saying how she's grown up a lot, and I've yet to see any evidence of this. In fact, I do believe that she is regressing and becoming more and more immature as the years go by.
And I'll get it within 4 weeks still.
Who else finds her constant screaming fucking annoying? Because I feel like I'm going insane. Why does she keep doing it? She can't possibly think that it's cute. Do people find this cute? It's not funny. Fuck, maybe I'm out of touch. Maybe people do find this funny.
Nose job. Daddy, the ghetto.
You can't go back, so we got him here. No. Hey, friends.
Hey, 6 feet now, 6 feet.
Jordan came over to play basketball because we're friends again.
MTV took that clip from her explanation video where she slags off MTV. MTV know what they're doing and are very petty. I kind of rate it. Anyway, that's the end of that saga, and my conclusion is I do not realistically see Tana growing up for the next few years at least. Just that I don't see it happening. I believe she's all talk and is incapable of taking responsibility for her own actions without, you know, blaming someone else. She doesn't have the level of self-awareness required to grow up by herself, by her own means. And she can't grow up with the help of other people around her because she is surrounded by yes men who enable her bad behaviour and forgive her so quickly for her constant nonsense. The only person who seemingly tries to guide her is Jordan, but again, if she is treating him that badly, then he needs to grow some pride and remove himself from that situation because he is not paid enough to deal with that level of bullshit. You cannot pay me any money in the world to deal with that all the time. In the first season, I think the real star was Jordan. Second season, the real star of this was Trevor. Quite like him, quite rate him. Anyway, that is all for this video. If you enjoyed it and what a saga it was, do remember to like, comment, subscribe. I make new videos whenever I feel like it. Follow me on Instagram for my own validation. Jordan, follow me on Instagram, become my manager. Trevor, keep up the good work for your recovery. They're not going to see this. Why am I acting like they're ever going to see this? Doesn't matter. Anyway, guys, see you next time. Bye!